What's going on, guys and girls? And uh, wanted to have a little video tonight grading the sports board games of all time that I've played. Not just here in my 50s, but sports games. Not so much interactive like the hockey that I had, like the rod hockey. You could turn them and all that type of stuff. Hard to beat those type of games. Especially when you had a couple of people who were really into it. That was really good. That's fun to play. Really fun to play. Used to play foosball, uh, not religiously, but a lot as a teenager and in my early 20s. Uh, and so, I didn't really do a lot of sports board gaming in my late 20s, none in my 30s, and none in my 40s, really. And I just picked back up into it this year. And I'm like, okay, what, how would I grade or what would I consider my best board game? All right, let's say, for instance, football. Okay. I really don't have a football game now that I play. So I look back and I think, okay, when I was younger, what football games did I play? I had a couple of the I call them encyclopedia games or whatever, the games from that you could get, the big thick board games, kind of like AKA title bout, the real thick boxes or whatever. I had some of those games. They were okay. Gridiron, something great or something was one of them. It was okay. Nothing great about that. But I do recall a game that I had. I don't know. I was probably 12, 13, 14 years old that actually had little records, okay, just like albums. Had a little record player about so big. You had your football field here, and one side you had your offense, screen pass, long pass, off tackle run, whatever. But on the back, the defense would be A and B, C, D, E, like all the way to G or something. And one of them was like play against a short pass, play against the run, play against a deep pass, whatever. And it would find a common goal or common theme to it. It was called ABC's Monday Night Football. And I would consider it probably my favorite football game that I ever played. Like I said, I don't own any right now football games, but that's probably my favorite football game that I ever played. All right, let's go to soccer. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. Soccer Blast. Really wasn't into soccer until I was in my 40s, and never watched a lot of soccer until I'm in my 40. What's up, Philip? What's going on? Listing my favorite games by each sport. Okay, my football game, believe it or not, was a game that I had back in 1979, 1980, 1981. It was called ABC's Talking Monday Night Football. ABC's Talking Monday Night Football. If you've never heard of it, never seen it, go to eBay. Okay, guys. Um, Most all of the failures from that game came from, it was like little records about so big. I loved the game. I really did. I loved the game. I had it, and I would consider that my favorite football game of all time. Soccer, yeah, that's right. You could pick short pass, long pass, screen play, off tackle run, outside run, punt, kick, whatever. Yeah, you could do it all. Um, Soccer, it would be Soccer Blast. Soccer Blast. I really didn't get into soccer until I was in my 40s. Once I was saying, and it's pretty simple. It's the one game now I've got soccer wise. Now I may find something later, but until then, Soccer Blast will do it. Basketball. Status Pro Basketball. Status Pro Basketball. Um, I had that probably when I was like 22, 23 years old. No, I was even younger than that. I would have been younger than that because I got it. It was based on 84, 85, 86, somewhere along that seasons with the Celtics and the Lakers when they were just two dynasties playing one another. So I probably got it when I was like 18, 19 years old. Where I got it, I don't have any idea. But yeah, I know it. They're hard to get now. I got rid of mine years ago. I don't know exactly who got it, where it went, but Status Pro was fun to play. I love playing it. It played on stats. You could foul out. You could decide who was going to shoot. It was a great two-player sim. And if you wanted to, if you wanted the best game possible, play it yourself. But just try to make it where you would play it as evenly as possible, which is hard to do if you've got a dog in the fight, if it's one of the teams you like. But Status Pro Basketball was definitely a very, very good game. Boxing. Didn't have to give a lot of thought to this. Glory Days Boxing is my favorite. Um, I've had other other boxing games, and that's one thing I'll say. I've had some good boxing games in the past as well. But Glory Days Boxing is just the best. Um, Mike Tyson punching. I'm not counting video games. I'm only counting board games. Um, um, because if I was counting, uh, well, I'll get to it in a minute. One game, I got a game I would like and I like playing. But Glory Days Boxing, uh, it takes into account, you know, what everything they do. If they're dirty, if they have a tendency of after getting beat up a little bit and giving up the wheel check, all that type of stuff. Just like, okay, no more of this, no more of this. And it's just an all around fun game. And I which one is that? Glory Days Boxing. Glory Days is coming out with the middleweights in about 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks. Middleweights are coming out. Baseball. Okay. I can go by what I've got. Yeah, Glory Days is fun. I've got the heavyweights and the lightweights. Next is middleweights, and then he's gonna get welterweights. Um, I can only go by what I've got. And I've got NPNG Plus is the baseball I've got. When I watch other people play payoff pitch, I know that's something in my future that I'm going to want to get. Uh, I don't jump at it right now uh, because I got so many irons in the fire now. It's crazy. So um, I'm good there. Uh, but it is a future game that I will be picking up. Wrestling, wrestling, Legends of Wrestling, Phil Singer Games. Um, Dave Little opened me up to this game. He showed me a lot of what's going on with Phil Singer Games and Legends of Wrestling, and it caught on with me very, very quickly. Um, you got to stay up to date with things though, because you know hundreds of wrestlers, and you do have to order them pretty often. Keep some coming into the house all the time. I've probably got close to 100 right now, but I could eat. I'm sure he's got 5 times that many, probably 10 times that many, and so I got to get back going on it. There's a couple of wrestlers I really, really want. I want Kevin Sullivan in the worst kind of way. He was so cool. Blackjack Mulligan and Dusty Rhodes. I want to get that Florida CWF. Championship Wrestling from Florida. No wrestling ever on television. NWA, WWF, WWE, AEW, uh, um, what was it? Impact. None of it. Okay, would be probably where they're at today without CWF. Championship Wrestling from Florida wasn't. They were underwritten by. I mean, they were over. NWA was over them. Eddie Graham was the one that ran the show. His son Mike, after Eddie killed himself, took over the show himself, and I mean, you couldn't. I mean, all you got to do is watch the videos. Championship Wrestling from Florida. 4, 5, 6 big stars, and that's it. They didn't need it. That they had a lot of supporting cast, but the stars were there. Blackjack Mulligan, Dusty Rhodes, Mike Graham, Kevin Sullivan, Sir Oliver Humperdinck, and Barry Windham was there, Kendall Windham was there, Purple Haze was there, but those other guys, they were what made wrestling down there. Slinker, Ron Slinker, the Road Warriors came down for a while. Harley Race came for a while. They always drew houses because, middle of the week, Tuesdays, Wednesday. We're going to be in Lakeland on Tuesday. We're going to be in Tampa on Wednesday, Orlando on Thursday, Jacksonville on Friday, and then be back in Daytona on Saturday or whatever. They drew houses like nothing else, and only in the state of Florida. Now, I realize Florida's a big state, a long state, but still, when you don't have to go from Raleigh to New Orleans to Houston to Albuquerque to LA to Seattle to Minnesota, it's a big difference. And these guys were able to stay in state. They could drive. They didn't have to fly every time they went out. And it was that was a bomb. So if you're a new wrestling fan, CWF, just put on right here on YouTube, Championship Wrestling from Florida, and you're gonna hours of it. And Legends of Wrestling, they've got those wrestlers. It's awesome. It's fun to play. You get caught up in the moment. It's so much fun, and it's just awesome. Golf. I had a little bit. Believe it or not, I had a little bit of a tug at me. History Maker Golf, fun game. Now, if you want actual shot by shot fun times, ASG's tough to beat. On a computer, ASG is fun. Because if you don't aim it right, if you can hook it, you can slice it, you can do everything to it, but if you don't do it right, you're gonna mess up. And so History Maker Golf board game's my favorite, but ASG on the computer, I love playing that, and I'd love to play somebody head to head with that. I'm pretty good at it, pretty darn good at it. Hockey. You're gonna be pretty sad about hearing this one, but I don't have a favorite hockey game. I've never had a hockey game that I've been satisfied with. I've not played Hockey Blast. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's in the same stride as Soccer Blast that I would be happy with it, especially if a lot of games are 1-0 and 2-0. This day and age, they score a lot more than that. Soccer, I'm fine with that. A 1-0 game, 2-0 game, something like that. But hockey, I wouldn't be every game a 1-0, 2-0 game. Where these guys nowadays a lot of times score 4 or 5 goals. I mean, 3 goals some nights, and it's a new game. It really is. It's changed a lot in the last 25 years, 20 years, in fact. And yeah, it's just so much more scoring. Um, I'm a big advocate of larger ice surfaces. I really think they should make them a little bit bigger. Um, I know a lot of people say they probably would, why may not be as much scoring in because they got more room to move and all, but I don't know. I think probably if they widen out 2 feet and lengthen the ice 4 feet, 5 feet, it might now and then you're going to have a lot of people say, well, where should you put the 4 feet, 5 feet? Well, I don't think it needs to be neutral zone. I think it needs to be inside the blue lines, 2.5 each side. Give a little more blue line space inside the blue line. Um, Neutral zones are plenty big. They don't need, especially this day and age where 2 line pass is not even called anymore. Uh, I played in the days and ages of uh, you know uh, most all passes were angles, 40, 70 degree angles, stuff like that. Now they just pass straight up the ice, and you know it's a different game right now, and it really is different. So hockey, I can't say that I really have a favorite because I've played hockey games and I haven't been happy with them. Maybe it's just because I haven't found what I'm looking for yet. But that is, uh, the one letdown I've had on board games. I've just really not had a hockey game that I felt it was realistic enough. Okay, uh, maybe because you was on, if you've been on the ice and played a little bit, you feel like this should happen, this, and just I. It may just be me, but I've just not found a hockey game that suits me. And I watch a lot of them online, and I'm just not overwhelmed by any of them. Sadly, Dave Gardner is the king of hockey, and I've seen him play a lot of them. A lot of he plays well. If you play on the computer, I don't want to play it anyway. Okay, that's me. That's me. Um, but board games, I, I don't know. I just to me, line changes. You got to change defense and offense, not just one. Uh, Just a lot of things. You got to have it all. Pulling the goalie. Uh, I don't know, and I just don't know if they've ever come up with a game that I'd be happy with yet. But I haven't seen it. I've watched a lot online, but it's just not one right now. I'm going to spend my money on. I've not found one that I'm going to go out here and put money into, and that's sad. It may be just sad just for me because a lot of guys. I know Dave is happy. He's got 10 or more games, hockey, all of them hockey related, and he's very, very happy with them. God bless him. I just I have not witnessed any game that online yet that I've been like, damn, I gotta have that. Damn, I just gotta have that. I just no. I can sit there and watch a little bit, but I can't sit there and watch a whole game of it. Strat hockey, no way. I can't sit there and watch a whole game of that. I've sat there and watch, say hello, and watch a couple of minutes of it, and then okay, uh, you know, the paint's about dry now. Yeah, and that's sad to say, but that's the way I feel about it. So, Atma hockey, maybe I don't know, but so far I have not found a hockey game that suits me. So let's recap. All time favorite games: basketball back in the mid '80s, Status Pro Basketball. And the main teams I love playing were I liked Portland Trailblazers, Boston Celtics, L.A. Lakers, Chicago Bulls because they had Mike just had gotten him then. Soccer Blast is soccer game. Uh, really, that's just kind of on the top of the water with it. I hadn't really delved into it deep, but it's a very good game. And I'm really, really happy with it. Wrestling, I've had a lot of different games wrestling wise. Legends of Wrestling, easily. Phil Singer games. Any of the games I'm listing right here, if you don't know where you can purchase it, just leave me a message down below. I'll get back to you and I'll tell you exactly the website or how you can find it. Google. Baseball, NPNG Plus, my best baseball game I've ever played. Best I've probably seen is Payoff Pitch, probably. Payoff Pitch is really, really good. But the best I've ever played, NPNG Plus. Boxing, hands down, Glory Days Boxing. Glory Days Boxing uh, takes into account, you can have weird things. People can jump into the ring. Uh, Rare event chart is just out of this world. Great. There's a lot of things on the rare event chart I have not had happen yet because there's 99 different occurrences or 100 different occurrences. You go 00 to all the way to 99. And then some rare, super rare, whatever. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. And then on top of that, once you get tired, takes into account the will, um, everything. You just got more chance to beat somebody when they're tired than you do before they get tired, and it's awesome. Football, if you weren't with a little while ago, late '70s, early '80s, they came out with a game called ABC's Talking Monday Night Football. It was like little records, little albums, about so big, and you had a big stack of them. If you're on offense, you could pick your one, you'd give it to the defense, and he'd have to decide. He had a little chart A through F, and had to decide long pass, short pass, whatever he wanted to play, put it in there. Okay, well, the offense now gains 8 yards, 6 yards, whatever. And overall, that's probably the best football game. Hockey, sadly, I cannot name a hockey game that I've been happy with and would tell people go buy that or watch me play it, see how much fun I've had doing it. I've had tabletop hockey that I love playing. Catico hockey with with where you turn the players around and shoot and stuff like that. I was really good at that in the day. But that as far as board games and tabletops, I really can't. I really cannot look you in the eye and say I would get that. That's just me. Golf, History Maker Golf, I love it. I simply love it. I got a lot of courses. I got a lot of players. I'm going to try to update my player set very, very soon and get some of the 2019 players very soon. ASG Golf on a computer. Now, there's very few things I like on the computer. ASG, where you're actually the caddy, or you decide if you're going to hook the ball, slice the ball. You got to take into account wind, where the water's at, hills, and everything, and it doesn't play favorites to you. You either hit it right, or you don't hit it right, and pretty good at that game. I'm pretty good at it. I've played it a few times, and I've shot under par a good many times on hard courses. So that's me, folks. That's Rob. Any of those games I listed, if you're like, wow, I wonder what that one is, leave me a message down below. If you're watching my channel for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to me. I got 119 people right now. Don't forget, I've got fishing upcoming very, very soon. I'm hoping they're going to do some stocking of some streams and some of those lakes in the next 7 to 8 days. I'm hoping. If not, then it could be a slow fishing trip, but we'll see. And even while I'm there for the week, they could be stocking it. And if they do that, then it's just going to be Katie bar the door. Watch out for Rob because, I could, my record is 32 for a week. I could surpass that if they stock it the week I'm there. Yeah, 50 may not be outside the realm. So, just, I'll prepare everybody ahead of time for what I'm expecting when I get there. It's all, you're always going to be on it. You don't know how the weather conditions are going to play a part. Number one, it hadn't rained a lot lately. So, probably going to be a lot of clear water, which is not a bad thing. Um, I need for it to cool off a little bit. That's going to play a big part. It's been in the 70s today. I need to pop back down to 60s and 50s for highs. That'll play a big part. But the nights are starting to get down in the low 40s, high 30s. That's helping. I want that water good and cold, so when I get there, I may have something to catch. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm very, very optimistic about it right now. Uh, you know, 2 or 3 days out from this weekend's events, and then 10 days away from really my whole week long trip up on the mountains with my parents and my wife, and we'll see what happens then. But I'm very optimistic about that. I really am. I think this is going to be a really good chance for me to catch maybe my record. And if it is, uh, you know, you're going to be seeing it firsthand on my GoPro. I'm still looking for another battery. If you guys can help me out as to where I can find one more battery, maybe, or if I can find a place that I can buy some. Uh, I looked around at uh, Walmart. Walmart didn't have them. We'll see. So I'm looking for a GoPro battery, and I've got a huge card. I got a 128 megabyte card. So, or 164, something like that. It's huge anyway. It's 128, I think. It's huge anyway. I think they said it holds 7 hours or something, 6 or 7. So I'm not even worried about that. So all I got to do is worry about battery and make sure I've got enough battery charge to show you what's going on there. All right, guys, I'm Rob. I've taken about 30 minutes of your night, and I appreciate it. Um, if if you have any comments, leave them below. I get back in touch with every comment made, good, bad, or indifferent. And I hope you will give me a thumbs up. And when I see you again, who knows what we got going on? Okay. Have a great, great night. God bless. And until I see you again, play more games, have fun doing it, and tell more people about it. Okay. Thanks a lot.